Welcome back to the Talladega Super Speedway. We'll talk about racing in just a moment. First, let's talk a little football. Tennessee Vols playing their annual orange and white game today. It had a big crowd on hand at Neyland Stadium, but then again, when don't they? Let's take a look. The white team actually won the game 20-10. That is if you're scoring at home. T. Martin picked up right where he left off, leading the Vols to the national championship. He threw for 105 yards without an interception. Kirsten Biggers played well today. He ran for 71 yards and a score. Philip Fulmer says he likes where his team stands as they will now head into their summer conditioning program.
T looked sharp. We got a chance to see our kickers who did real well. That was very encouraging in the game.
We saw bright spots everywhere. We saw bright spots in Eric Parker. We saw bright spots in Dante. I mean, so that's what we really wanted to come out and do today.
That wasn't the only football being played today over in Jonesboro. Arkansas State had the annual black and red game. They played to a 24-all tie. The defense played well, dominating early, thanks in large part to linebacker Michael Bailey. But the offense did come alive a little later in the game. Cleo Lemon threw for 90 yards and a touchdown on 8 of 16 passes. His backup, Andy Shatley, goes 7-11 for 120 yards and a touchdown. So both quarterbacks looked real good afterwards. Some of the guys talked about their efforts.
You know, it was competitive, offense versus defense. We had some big plays. You can see we got some big play people on both sides of the football.
You know, we're just coming together just as a family. We're doing the things it takes to help each other out and just win games.
Indeed, they will. John Elway probably won't be worrying about winning any more games in the near future. He's decided he is going to retire from the Denver Broncos, and word out of Denver is he will make it official on Monday. He's finished his 16th season this past year. He's the only man to ever start 5 Super Bowls, winning these last 2. As you know, he walks away with more wins than any other quarterback in the history of the NFL. Well, Talladega is known for speed, had a huge crowd today, and the big boys don't even race for tomorrow, although it is a little empty right now. That is right here on pit road where we are, about 300 yards away. It's like Mardi Gras as they were partying in the infield. But they had some great races to watch today. The Busch race followed the IROC race, and that's the series that has drivers from all types of circuits competing in similar cars, and what a couple of finishes they had. The Dale and Dale showdown between Earnhardt and Earnhardt Jr. never materialized. Little E lost his engine early. The same could not be said for the Intimidator. He always finds his way to the front here, and he was at it again. He took the white flag on Rusty Wallace's bumper, and he pulled a classic Talladega slingshot on the high side to win. Earnhardt has now taken the checkers at both IROC events this year.
I started down, Rusty started down, and I had that momentum, and I couldn't give it up, so I just drove to the outside, knowing Mark's going to stay to the inside, and Mark's going to come probably 3 wide at the flag. But I felt like that was my best chance.
The Busch race was typical, pedal-to-the-metal racing without any significant problems until lap 68. Kelly Denton bumps pole sitter Kenny Schrader, resulting in a fire and sheet metal storm. 19 cars were involved, though no one was injured. Joe Nemechek had the point on the last lap. Terry Labonte made a last-ditch effort on the high side. The photo finish had Labonte at the stripe 2/1000ths of a second before Nemechek, so give him a Slim Jim win.
I didn't know if I'd won or not. I mean, it was so close. I couldn't tell when we went across the line. I said, I didn't have no idea. And, man, we're just really fortunate to come out on top today. And these guys in the Slim Jim Chevy did a good job and worked hard. Had to put a new engine in this morning, and it's pretty neat.
Indeed it is. Now, Terry Labonte will make his record 611th Winston Cup start tomorrow in the Die Hard 500. Turn our attention to baseball a little bit. Redbirds at Timmy Mack playing Colorado Springs. They lost last night in 12 innings. 7-4 was the final there. Despite the rain, they did get this game in. Rocky doing the usual. In the bottom of the first, Thomas Howard had an RBI single. That allowed Stubby Clapp to score. Starting pitcher Larry Lubers playing well just like he did last year, and he looked good tonight. He also got some more offensive support from Eduardo Perez. He knocks in another run. The Redbirds going to win it. 7-3 the final score. Birds now stand 10-6 on the year. Cardinals playing a late game out in L.A. That's not what is important. What is important about the Cards is last night's game. Fernando Tatis, he became the first player to ever hit 2 grand slams in 1 inning. They came in the 3rd frame off Chan-Ho Park. He also had 8 ribbies in the frame. That's another record. They won the game 12-5. Even Hall of Famer Brooks Robinson, who was at Timmy Mack today, couldn't believe it.
I played in a couple games where, actually one game where Jim Gentile hit back to, he hit 2 home runs and 2 grand slams in the same game. I was on first base both times, but that's the first time that it's happened back to back. That's quite a feat.
and we saw him in Memphis last year playing for the Redbirds and having continued success. One more score to let you guys know about. The Tigers lose at Tulane 5-3. They'll try to salvage the final game of that series tomorrow. Don't forget the Die Hard 500 could be seen on our sister station, ABC 24. That at noon tomorrow. That is weather cooperating as we're getting a little rain right now, but the Mardi Gras party is not too far away. We're going to go, Kathy, and join in on some of that. We'll talk to you guys later.
Brett, thanks. Good to see you, and we'll check back in with you guys again tomorrow.
All right.
Up next on UPN 30 News at 9, more outstanding athletes going for the track and field gold today at the Special Olympics. We'll be right back.